Okay, yeah, the Larian situation. Oh boy, where to start with this one? So yeah, basically we can start at the beginning. Wait. Okay. Okay, didn't even need to reload the page. Well, that is useful, I would say. Okay, the whole situation with Larian. So for everyone who doesn't know, I think 2 days ago or so, or was it? Yeah, I think 2 days ago, the head of Larian basically went on an interview where it was like, "Oh yeah, we are using Gen AI, you know, but not to generate pictures. We're just using it for the concept phase." Turns out no one wants Gen AI to be used, even if it's not visible late in the game, but also like, oh yeah, placeholder text, placeholder writing, quote unquote, or just like, oh yeah, people don't need to search Google for inspirations. They can just type a prompt and get inspiration, which is just like, this guy has no idea about the creative process. There was borderline of offensive shit being said about the creative process. But like, just on a personal note, considering that Larian, made a game based on an existing rule set and apparently never bothered to read or understand said rule set on a fundamental level, genuinely doesn't surprise me that they think, using Gen AI during a concept phase is acceptable for some reason. It's just on a personal level. It's like, it is really not surprising that the people who are like, Grok, write me a story for a game. It must include at least one character whom is angry for flimsy reasoning and someone who refuses to open up because his dog was kicked in the last turnover. I mean, maybe he does. Oh, by the way, I just want to point out that the same guy, okay, literally the same guy, like the CEO, last year had a tweet that basically was, I'm paraphrasing here, Gen AI would make this better, said by the most annoying person imaginable. And everyone back then laughed because you're like, well, that's true, but also now he's like, but everyone is using Gen AI, and it's like, oh, you little shit really just said that for approval points, didn't you? You really just said that for approval points. I'm kind of amazed, honestly, that this just happened. But yeah. I mean, also funny how, after seeing how much this is of a shit show and, no type of damage control ever quelled it, Mr. Game Black People Are Historically Inaccurate, the CEO of, Kingdom Come Deliverance developer, also weighed in about, why is everyone angry at him? Everyone is doing it. I'm like, oh wow, Kingdom Come Deliverance. You also want to not sell anymore? Funny that you also joined the party. Because basically he also just admitted, like, yeah, you're also using it, you dipshit. Anyway, okay, you know what? I also genuinely think that the people that stay on Twitter are probably just probably get roped into Gen AI because they just get grok for free, and then everyone is like, ooh, this chatbot actually tells me. I think they're also just kind of bad people because, you know, again, you'd think 24 hours in, this is bad, right? This is already, wow, so much goodwill burned in just so little time. What could go worse? It's actually better behavior, but I feel like people used to be better at shutting up when a company was doing really, really boneheaded shit. Nobody like... It's... But no, actually, that is very fair, Sarah. I do think a lot of CEOs were, you know, I think before Twitter went to shit, they genuinely realized when they had to shut the fuck up. Or, you know, they were able to actually understand in reading the room. Meanwhile, nowadays, it's just... They seem to feel entitled for everyone to just agree with them, especially when they see themselves as an industry darling. And now, what can I say? Everyone's just kind of pissed at them for completely obvious reasons. But hey, honestly, I do think, especially counts for consequence. I do think most average people actually do understand and know when to shut the fuck up. Like, that is a thing a lot of people do. But I do think, yeah, CEOs just now face consequences for like the first time, really, and whoops. Yeah. But hey, not that even 24 hours later came out that the working conditions at Larian were kind of crap. Worse, the CEO covered Nazis. Like, literal Nazis.
Allegedly.
What?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, because basically... Okay, you know what? Sorry if I need to do some lawyer speak, but allegedly. But multiple ex-employees at Larian spoke up that some people, especially one person, got radicalized during COVID. You know, watching shit like Tim Pool and such. So, they basically, you know, had in the office people who kept, you know, saying shit like, oh, you know, trans people are, how's it called, grooming the youth, immigrants are destroying the country. That was just normal. And as a lot point out, they went to the CEO, like, and told him, hey, listen, this is bad. We do not want to work with those people. But he was like, no, that group is too important, we can't fire them. So, yeah, the Nazis were just, like, the alleged Nazis were just left in the company. And you're like, okay, that's probably bad, right? Also, I mean, hey, definitely great look on for the CEO to just go on and be like, look at what kind of inclusive and great game we made with Baldur's Gate 3, but, you know, in the back is... The people he personally protected were, like, very vile towards, you know, the people that actually made it possible, and constantly commented very vile and transphobic and homophobic shit about the game's decisions. Anyway. Oh, I realized. Controller's still attached. And then one of them did sexual assault. Allegedly. You know, just a person, like, literally went openly and said, no, that person grabbed my breast and grabbed my crotch. So, yeah, sexual assault on a trans woman. Which is very cool that no one got fired for that, you know? So, yeah, and apparently that was just a thing, which is why a lot of people at Larian quit after Baldur's Gate 3. Again, it is kind of amazing how one interview about Gen AI just opened the floodgates. Like, yeah, as a lot of the employees pointed out before, probably a lot of people would have just ignored them because, you know, Larian is one of the quote-unquote good guys, but yeah, the moment the CEO basically just shattered that illusion with just being like, oh yeah, we're using Gen AI, floodgates open, no one held back anymore. It's amazing. It's like all the people who have a mind do not say something stupid. But yeah, all the good people are gone. I'm just like, again, I have no hope for the next Divinity game at all. Because, like, if I hear that the queer people that were probably the relevant ones, you know, in making Baldur's Gate 3's writing good, are just gone now because, well, Nazis. And you know, the conceptual phase is just going to be Gen AI. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to play here? What the fuck am I supposed to even enjoy about the next game?
I mean, to be fair, we bought Baldur's Gate 3 and we bought Divinity 2, okay?
Yeah,
I hate Divinity 2 simply because they're marketed as, like, in a description on Steam. I don't know if it's still there. They said you can kill anyone. So I killed everyone on the ship and they didn't die, even though they died. So that's my gripe with Divinity 2. I hate the game. Shallow reason, but it's my reason. Baldur's Gate 3, we talked at length about it. The combat design and the general design changes.
Hey, can we just have a good night, Ryan?
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, if you want to, if you have some time and want to tomorrow, if we're doing peak, probably have a place in the group.
So Baldur's Gate 3, talked about it. Combat design bad.
Very bad.
They changed a lot of stuff about the wizard, which made the wizard pretty bad as well.
Yes.
Lots of spells got nerfed for no good reason.
Yeah.
We didn't interact with that many characters. You like Shadowheart?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Also, my comments is hope it's not going to be too bad.
I tried to befriend Astarion to be murder buddies and it didn't work because Larian only wrote him as... How did they put it?
Play sexual. That's how people call it. Oh.
No.
I don't know how to say it. Basically...
They basically wrote this whole character around the assumption that you're in love with him.
Yeah.
And that he has trauma about that. And that's the problem if you have no romantic interest at all in this guy. He just seemed to be fun to hang around with and kill people.
Yeah, and then it's just, oh no, you need to be sexually involved with him.
Kind of. It was weird.
It was very weird.
So what I can say, I think most characters are probably well written, and the ones we encountered are also mostly well written.
I would say so. There were flaws.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's fair to a
That's
degree.
totally fair. I can see how Asterion would annoy people.
Yeah. That can be.
Luckily, you can just kill him if you want to.
It's at least something, I would say.
But the game was basically forcing me to go through this whole shebang of, ooh, do you want to be romantically involved with him because he has like trauma and uses sexual stuff as coping? I was like, no, I don't care. And so it kind of never progressed at that point.
It's kind of impressive that they just never thought about having a non-sexual option to do that. And it's like Asterion would have benefited a fuck ton if there was a non-sexual option. Like all of them, actually. Like it's kind of crap that this isn't the case, that you can't do it non-romantically. Like, I think the funniest bit about that, in my opinion, and where I do think Larian ironically fumbled and Atlas surprisingly made the right choice, is the fact that if you play Persona 5, you can actually do the whole storyline of every single character and resolve their conflicts and still have a dedicated moment to decide if you actually want to do the romantic relationship. Else it just stays very normal and casual.
To be fair, this is a bit irritating because everyone has the same route up to the point where you say, let's get romantically involved, basically.
Fair point.
But I also see how it saves a shit ton of work. Not only in writing, but also in programming. So I'm not angry about it, but...
there are sometimes just not the, they're just a lot of non-elegant solutions, I would say.
It's probably still the best they could do, but they still had the one more homophobic scene in there.
Yeah, it is on.
And you were unable to make Joker date Josuke, I think.
Yeah,
called.
That's.
And sorry, those two work well together.
It's just like that is the one thing they should have actually added as a romance option, but no, we can't have that. We go.
But then they had the get with more people romantically involved route without the option of forming a polycule.
Yeah, that's where Baldur's Gate 3 is better, but like at least Baldur's Gate 3, on the downside, Baldur's Gate 3 never is like, oh, you can, actually just do all of this without getting romantically involved.
Huh?
I mean, okay. When you I said in Persona, it's like you can actually solve all the problems and without getting romantically involved.
Yes.
In Baldur's Gate 3, you have to get romantically involved, or you can't actually fully solve it.
I can technically. I just need to kill them.
Not for all characters. Some routes just get blocked if you don't get romantically involved.
Kill them. Most of them believe in a god. They get to the plane of said god, where the god resides, not the plane of the god directly. Portal stone.
It's not wrong, I would say. Yeah.
That's the thing. Unless they don't believe in any god, because then they go into purgatory in D&D, because it's very Christian-centric. But not like the purgatory, but the conceptual purgatory. Apparently souls that are not convinced that God exists or are worthy of worship just get deleted after death.
It's just like...
The other ones, though... lived for a while in said plane where the god resides, and most of the time just get absorbed by said god over time. While also partially forming the characteristics of the god. So,
It's
D&D is funny fucked up.
yeah.
But to get back to characters, I got one guy who I at least had sex with. That's the elephant.
Yeah.
I did that one. But that's only because I found it funny. Because it makes no sense that he exists at all. Like,
Yeah, let's not. I don't think we should totally dig into the fact how much Larian apparently just never read any fucking book about how elephants actually work.
I just remembered who I am. Buddy, your brain got eaten. You're not there anymore.
You're not who you are. Literally, you can't. And they would know that if they gave a shit. Anyway, for everyone who doesn't know, mind flayers are not people that get transformed into mind flayers. Mind flayers are mind flayer tadpoles that eat the brain of a human being, attach themselves to the brainstem, and then transform said body into their own mind flayer body. They absorb. That's a big thing. They absorb memories, but it's not them. You are not getting transformed into a mind flayer.
Okay,
A mind flayer transforms your body into his own. That is a pretty big difference, actually. Again, should be actually a major point for everyone to just bang on. You know, considering Larian just ignored the whole canon and lore of this series, of the system. But apparently no one bothered. Not even the people who are, who wrote the system. Or, who own it. Which is worse. Because that means people who own the system just don't give a shit about what came before. Or, make something that's interesting actively more boring.
It's kind of shit behavior if you change your system just to make it easier for a game developer or movie studio. I think those should actually work with the system and make something interesting, not the other way around.
I'm doing that all the time when I GM, but you know what? That's probably the thing where I'm like, there's just a personal thing I hate because like I love source books, I love GMing, I love doing a lot of that stuff. And every time I do that, I actually research a lot to, do things in lore of said world. And, just some dev is like, we're big. We can just ignore all of that. Like, oh, okay. Yo, get out. You're doing things. Idiot. But, well... Anyway, it's just very fun to watch how it just gets burned to the ground right now. But yeah, I keep saying, people overestimate what they can get away with, and also, I do think a lot of people never actually understood that the quote-unquote industry darling is not a real thing.
What?
The idea of the industry darling is not really a thing.
Yeah, not really.
Because in the thing they think it exists, as in, oh yeah, we are an industry darling, we can just do things. No, no, no. Industry darlings are only people that get temporary bonuses that will, you know, override stuff. Like, for example, the people talking about mismanagement and stuff at Larian. Yeah, that is stuff that will definitely be overwritten because people, you know, usually are like, do we really want to think about the fact that this might, you know, this cake might not have been baked with the best ingredients? But the reality is, you can lose that status very, very fucking fast. Like, incredibly fast, actually. As we saw with Larian. Because, as said, the thing about the industry darling and why it is a temporary state is that it is a reactionary state. It is someone who gets basically special treatment for smaller things, and you know, because their products, or you know, especially the games they produce can be framed in a counter movement way to the general consumerism of the industry. That is the whole thing. Like, a lot of times, obviously, it happens that, well, we just realize, wait, those people are the industry. Like, that's what Larian happens, and so, you know, their goodwill is gone. But overall, it is a state that is not prominent. It is, and like the studios that have that treatment, quote unquote, you know, that keep having it, they usually, you know, still fall in the range of, yeah, they you know, they usually just keep making the type of games people want to make, and a bunch of them are actually very, very close to losing that. Like, for example, a good example is CD Projekt Red. They, like, Cyberpunk was probably one of the harshest launch things they had to deal with. And you're only as good as your last great achievement, how big your last blunder was together. Yeah, and I do think they are the only ones I know of that ever recovered from that. Like, I do think every other studio that did that, like, for example, I don't think Larian is coming back. Like, genuinely, I think Larian is right now being made an example out of, and yeah, honestly, no better studio to make an example out of than Larian right now. And honestly, if the CEO of I think Sandfall was it, and joins in on the whole situation, that would just be fucking fantastic. Like, imagine if Claire Obscure just instantly burns all the goodwill it had, like, not before even the year ends when they got the Game of the Year. But that would be funny. Anyway, yeah, I do think CD Projekt Red is, like, literally the only one I know that ever came back from, like, this major of a blunder. So I don't know, I don't think Larian will. Like, I do think, if Larian wants to come back from this now, they need to do some major kowtowing, and probably need to fire, actually, some people. But considering how their CEO is currently acting, kind of doubt they're going to do that. Use the anti-RNP. So yeah, I don't really think they will do that. Anyway, they're probably just gonna hope that, that enough people are just not getting it and or just not noticing the news. And at that point, I'm just like, genuinely, we should just be much more aggressive in how we spread information, because the faster the ground is being salted, the earth is being salted for Larian, the less we get this shit. And yeah. It is a praise, but it's always why I question why so many companies just let major figures just post through major PR planners only, because I'm like, if you stop literally engaging with consumers taking issues with you, that would probably keep public opinion from swaying so hard against you. Social media.
I think CEOs have the sense now that they are like people of deserving of respect, but
yeah, like that's the thing, you know. I think especially in recent since last year, this has become even more pronounced, because let's just be real here. Twitter has literally brainwashed CEOs, especially since it's just an endless wave of misinformation, bots, and, you know, blowing smoke up their asses. And like the game industry is still, ironically, very singular in how it uses Twitter, because like nearly every other branch, like every other company or so, is just not really using Twitter anymore. They just quit. But the gaming industry is, there are some major figures very weirdly attached to it, and yeah, so now because what actually happens is there's still a lot of people on Twitter, but a lot moved over to Blue Sky. Like, even if some people just don't understand that the oddities they see at Blue Sky are better and are, you know, signs of a functioning social media website, it is just more people are here. And basically what we see right now is just the fact that CEOs talk in the idea of, you know, oh well, everyone on Twitter agreed with me, and then I have to face the reality that everywhere that is not Twitter hates it. And they just double down because, well, on Twitter they are defending them. Maybe you just need to say something else, and like, it just broke their brains. Like, 100% why the Kingdom Come Deliverance guy joined, and I wrote this already on Twitter, is, they thought, oh, but Larian is an industry darling. Why are people attacking industry darlings? We're an industry darling. Why are people mean to industry darlings? And it's like, there is no industry darling. You're just the current, like, I'm very sorry, but you're just the current flagship of an even slightly conservative-leaning reactionary movement. That's it. I'm very sorry. That's it. Like, this isn't to say, those are, what we think of as conservatives. It's more of a, gaming was once better, and if we just had more studios being like when it was doing games like when it was once better, then the gaming industry would be fixed. You know, it's us versus them, and basically they always find someone new who is us and not them. Then there's the whole cycle of they find out it's actually them. Oops. And repeat. That's it. That's the whole fucking cycle. But I generally just do not know what other thing to maybe add to this, because like I mean, I've actually seen it right now, and I posted that already on Blue Sky. But like, hey, I know there are some Larian games now on pretty steep sales on Steam. Don't buy them. Because, hey, we just learned that the rod goes much deeper. Don't buy the games. Again, I don't know if Larian can write the course. Maybe. I think every studio can do that to a degree. But I think in Larian's case, they need to get rid of the CEO. Period. If they actually got, you know, a more, let's just say maybe democratically elected head, yeah, the studio would probably be saved. But not as of now. Larian will not save itself under that CEO, because everything they might do, I'm going to be very clear here, will be concessions. And not in the we actually understand it way, they are in the shut the fuck up way. But also, you know what? I'd say to a degree, thank you, very much thank you, Twitter. Because, like, the self-reporting on some CEOs is magnificent to just observe, you know? It's just magnificent. It's just straight up coming and saying, yeah, we suck. We just suck hard. It's the complete demystification in record time. Like, I am genuinely happy they are posting through this. As stupid as it sounds, I am genuinely happy they're doing this. It certainly does make it easier to consciously make market decisions about rewarding and disincentivizing behavior. Yeah. Like, I am genuinely happy these idiots are posting through it.
Wasn't there also like the CEO of Kingdom Come delivering stuff?
Yeah, I brought him already up that he just joined in and was like...
Yeah, lots of people are like, oh, it's getting nowhere, you should stop. Like, if some fucking CEO with no care in the world joins to declare it as it's going nowhere, it means you're hitting something.
Yeah. I mean, can I say one thing on that, by the way? If you generally go and say, oh, it's going nowhere, it's here to stay, you generally do not have any argument. You are just legitimately someone who just wants people to shut the fuck up at that point. Ui. Danke. Yeah. Like, oh, it's just reality. It's not going away. It does. Also, thank you, by the way. Like, I'm just going to be very blunt here. If you say Gen AI is going to go nowhere,
Yeah, more that the discussion or whatever is going nowhere. That was the claim.
No, the CEO literally of Kingdom Come Deliverance was like, everyone is using Gen AI. It will not go away. Get used to it.
Yes, but that's a different sentence.
Ah, okay.
The first one I said was the one where you basically talked about the conversation, and the other one is the claim that Gen AI is here to stay.
Yeah.
In some degree it will, because we have the knowledge for it and the technology for it, but not in the other ways.
The thing is just, Gen AI, as it stands, genuinely needs to have, genuinely needs to actually run on servers, like huge server farms. So actually, when that bubble bursts, it goes away pretty fast, because suddenly you can't actually use ChatGPT anymore. And I know some people might point towards that one Chinese program that is, would be running on normal hardware, but like that is actually not that powerful, as it turned out in the end, and very much relied on, let's say it with us, ChatGPT data to, like, they just siphon it off. Like, yes, technically that could run on a PC. Yes, that technically doesn't need a server, but their data set and everything will just kill itself the moment they can't siphon data off anymore. So yeah, the moment the server farms go down, whoops. hit a small bit about 5-star ratings and discussion about Steam reviews. I need to formulate a response to someone I'm not sure which their position is. Yeah, that's usually annoying. I can see that 100%.
I mean, does it matter what their position is?
To a degree, I would say yes, because then you know actually more what to what their point even is they want to make.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, that's why I don't write online much. Most stuff is too broad to gauge anything worthwhile from it. And
there is a reason I really hold myself back to a degree with what I post, but like I do want to always make I definitely need usually more than one post to actually get to the point, which
it's hard to do. You have to at least generalize to some degree.
Yeah.
And then when people are like, oh, you're generalizing. Yes, I'm generalizing to make a general point. What's your problem?
Yeah. Like, generally, I think sometimes people do not read what you wrote.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I recently talked about the fact that, you know, the new T-14 Armata from the Russians basically had its engine was a hybrid electrical diesel engine like the Porsche Tiger. And someone apparently just didn't get the point that I was talking about engine design, not, you know, electrical transmission or something. And like
you said, the design like.
Yeah, like it's like that, and they were like, "Oh, but they're not using 1-to-1 the same motor." Yeah, they're not using electrical transmission. Did you even read what I said? And then they, you know, shockingly, they actually realized what I was about to say and agreed with me. And like, yeah, cool, but like, I genuinely think it's kind of amazing how we are already on websites where we can't, like, where people are physically prohibited from making long-ass posts, which is good, and people still do not bother to read them in, like, twice. Like, it's just 300...
It happens, but it happens to an unusually high degree. Yeah. But in this case, that person actually recognized that. So.
Yeah, I'm not even mad at them. It's just like, I see this so many times that people just apparently not read twice, and it's a problem.
I read twice, and I still sometimes read it wrong, but yeah.
I mean, you also have the problem that you sometimes just genuinely do not understand what people mean with things that are quote-unquote common knowledge.
You say common knowledge, but all I'm reading is stuff about fringe topics, so it's not common knowledge.
More like that a way of writing something is actually an expression of something, and you...
Oh, that, yeah.
Or sarcasm.
Sarcasm needs to be marked with a /s, otherwise don't blame me for taking you seriously.
I get what you mean. It's also why I do it. I still hate it. there is a personal... I think this is probably the eternal fight between how is it called again? Normies and autistic people. It's an eternal battle. And you know, nothing against autistic people. It's just like, if you want to be sarcastic, the expression in what you say and how you say it should be enough. But it would never work.
The problem, if you do it in text, I think most people rely on the fact that they make a, in their opinion, overly grand statement, something that's overblown that it can't be meant for real. And the problem is,
Yeah.
most of the time there have been even worse statements be made in earnest.
That
It
is
does not work.
No. It is totally fair, and I do it. But I think the biggest problem with it is more like, let me just put it like this: putting a slash s behind a sarcastic post
Yeah.
is kind of the equivalent to explaining the joke.
You think so?
At least for me. I still do it because I know why it is relevant. But yeah, on a very personal level, it's like it feels like giving the joke away.
That's the problem if there is not that small percentage of people which, if they don't know you well, will not get the joke.
I can't hear, but how else will we signal in-group / out-group behaviors? Fair point. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, the thing is, sarcasm is a joke, and one of the key things of a joke is that the other person has to get it on their own.
I think normies should use slash s more in like self-interest and out of self-preservation, because they will be misunderstood to mean sometimes horrific shit.
Yeah, that's literally why I'm using it. I do not want that people misunderstand me 100%, but also there's just a very it's just a very fundamental thing, you know. But yeah, sarcasm is a joke, and you're kind of giving away that it's a joke.
Like there are three ways to identify sarcasm. Okay. A, slash s.
Yeah.
B, the person uses a general and often used sarcasm voice, which doesn't work through text. C, and that's the hardest part, you know the person very well.
Yeah. I mean, and even then, it's basically been 12 years now between us, and apparently you still don't know what my sarcasm voice is.
Your sarcasm voice has changed over the years, actually.
Oh, has it?
Yeah. It has.
God.
I know this was sarcasm, but still, it has.
In public forums, it's basically necessity. Yeah. That's why I'm doing it. This is very just much personal complaining, as in, like, I hate giving jokes away. That's it. That's the whole thing. I know it's a necessity. I know it's the right thing to do. I will do it.
But you can complain about it.
I have, you know what? Neurotypical people can also complain a little bit as a treat.
Yeah, you can complain. That's fair.
I just also spent a lot of time trying to understand people's general sarcasm. Anyways, yep. I feel like from what I gauge from your job description, that is probably very useful to know when someone is sarcastic. So, yeah. It's... It's just this thing of, like... I don't know. I generally don't know how to phrase it in the best way. Also, why do you keep opening up that comic?
Which comic? That's a manga, by the way.
No, the other one.
Which one? This one?
What the fuck is that?
You already read that one.
You know what?
That panel, at least. You didn't read the manga yet.
I know, it's just like, you know what? I look to my left, and on Agonia's monitor is just a big fat page with a speech bubble saying, we weren't mating or anything. I'm like, I see.
Do you mean that one? That one?
Yeah, this one.
Oh, because it's ongoing, technically.
Technically.
So I look.
Look at one, though.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ah, the sacred text, of course. Yeah.
She's just embarrassed because she sucked someone's blood because they thought they were abandoned on an island and she needed to get power to get off.
Embarrassed vampires.
Just one.
It's so kind of cute.
Yeah. Basically, she enthralled a person, and it basically means they need to follow her orders. But otherwise, they still have kind of free will. And well, the girl is totally into it.
Ah. So
She's she was so cuddled in her life and had a good upbringing that she's like, the only happiness I can find is if I give myself up to someone else. And that's the perfect opportunity, so let's go for it. That's why she's very enthusiastically on board with having a vampiric master.
girlfriend.
Yeah. And she tries to get the other two into it as well.
How very normal. Honestly, on that note, I see at least I'm sometimes looking around the general, especially queer/trans kink sphere. Like I see there's
What is a king sphere?
kink sphere. Kink sphere. Yes.
Hey, yeah. What about that?
And I just realized there's a lot of, quote dronification stuff, usually with, the typical mech sci-fi stuff. Never with vampire thralls. I mean, vampire thralls are right there. That's also, to a degree, dronification, just in magical terms.
Can I say that I find the term if you ever get good at making a game, you should make a visual novel called Kingsfield.
Kingsfield. Oh my god. You know what? I know some people who like to draw. You know what? Why not? Why shouldn't I make like a very horny Yuri visual novel about Kingsfield named Kingsfield? That's good. It's the Kingsfield.
Where the Kinkertons live.
You know what? I hate the fact if it's called Kingsfield because it's like a British family called Kinkerton. Yeah. It's like, oh no, they're called Ultramarines because they're from Ultramar.
Like Karin Kinkersfield or something.
But how are you doing, Claire? I mean, you could. The question is just, what would the fucking...
Or you know people that know how to draw, so I think you have lots of people to ask for all the kings to put in there.
Oh, Kings is one thing I need to definitely research it. It's just more like, what would the general setup be for something called Kingsfield?
Depends on how much work you want to put in it.
I mean, technically, it would be about, searching through a dungeon. Aww. It's not the best, I feel. From how you say that. But, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say about this. About Kingsfield, what the setup would be there.
You could do it a dungeon. You could.
I mean, it should be exploring a dungeon. A new kind of dungeon for like player characters on their knees the whole time. Oh my god! I mean, it should start probably with force femming because, like,
I guess
getting the big one out of the way.
Ideally, you want to customize your character, quote unquote. In a sense, like you get starting choices, and then like options what kind of kings you want in there.
Yeah.
So
that would be very nice.
The most important part, that players can, in those kinds of games, if you have a lot of kings in there, not everyone will be into everything, and then they will also subset where certain kings just kill it for them. So if you can turn them off.
Fair point.
But it really depends on what you're aiming for. Are you aiming for an actual story, but with kings? Then that's less realistic. Or is it more like something that speaks to the primal nature of most humans?
Actually, I would definitely try to make it at least a story.
The story is always there.
And if you're doing force farming, whatever choice you made are reshaped by the game into a single teacher. That's actually... Oh my god, that would be so fucking funny to do, actually. That's just hilarious to do, because like it you know, the interesting part about this is like it somehow underlines the whole idea of the game and narrative, but also it is one of those narrative things you can really only pull off in games, actually. Then again, if we do that, aren't we just doing female Metal Gear Solid 5 at this point?
Kinda.
Okay. Is Metal Gear Solid 5 Force Mask?
Technically.
Technically, right. It's like I know sometimes it's getting brought up, like the big question of Force Mask, and like, does it exist? And Metal Gear Solid 5 is right.
You know, just now that you mentioned dronification, I get the kink, but I do not like the name for it.
Why?
Phonetically and just the connections with drones. I'm more thinking of bees. And those are the male bees. So I have a different connection with the word than is probably intended.
Yeah. Very different connection.
I like tags that are more obvious. Like Liberta has good tags.
Okay.
It tells you exactly what you're in for.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think you need to repeat all those.
No, you don't need to repeat. I want that you remember it.
I do think they were pretty accurate. They were just like, holy shit, that's a lot.
It's not a lot. Look.
I can't actually read them. Oh yeah, there are some of them are just very accurate. Yeah, I know.
That helps you.
It literally just told me. So.
Objective Foxtrot has been secured.
Yeah, if someone is interested, Liberta is a fast and dirty Yuri manga. That's how I would describe it.
Fast and dirty Yuri manga.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is kind of fast though. And it's dirty. And it's Yuri. Damn. All things are true. Ba 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 da da da. Da 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 da. Panzerfahren. Whee.
That reminds me, do I still have somewhere the work document for the one idea of making a trans game?
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. There was a similar idea. Just you design a character, put in your gender, and then the game just treats this character as trans, so that people who aren't trans can get the trans experience for once.
Yeah. It's definitely an idea, I would say.
Yeah, that's all that it is. Not that in a few words.
Kind of. You don't need a Word document for that, actually.
Oh, I wrote some scenes in there. But then I get to the problem that I need to write trans mask scenes, and I'm just not motivated.
It's a valid experience, but I'm just too lesbian for that. Is that what he's saying right now?
That has nothing to do with being lesbian. It has something to do with not being trans.
Okay, that's another thing, but it actually sounded a little bit more like, you're just not interested in guys.
That as
all.
well, but those coincide with trans masks, so... I don't like writing male characters.
Have you ever written male characters?
I tried. I think 3 times.
You're our strongest soldier.
But I hated it.
I mean, honestly, I feel like if these comments ever fucking leave Contagion, there's probably going to be some entitled prick twisting this out of context.
Oh, they will. Go?
Okay. Bye, bot.
Bye, bot.
Dun 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 dun. I'm just trying to think about ways to talk about everything.
Why? We were talking just fine until you kinda ended the conversation.
Yeah. Sorry, my brain is just working weirdly.
I know.
Can we start again?
Okay, where do you want to start? Or should we just...
Lesbian fiction.
Lesbian fiction exists, and it is great for the most part,
Yeah.
but there's not enough of it, and not enough of it which I specifically like.
Also, somehow the only ones that get animated as a TV show is the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're
Okay.
now at 12 episodes of
This monster wants to eat me. And
aka boring.
aka boring. And I wrote it already on Blue Sky, but like, this show dares to have 13 episodes. It already has like One Piece levels of padding. It has probably like the worst main character in the whole season.
I think she has one original emotion this episode, so it took 12 episodes.
Yeah, and like her emotion is kind of stupid.
Oh, she is stupid.
Oh, she's incredibly stupid, but also she's just badly written in that regard.
Yeah. Also, it took us 12 episodes of nearly something happening to go back to the beginning.
Yep. It's amazing. It's amazingly bad writing. Holy shit.
Also, he's kind of inconsistent.
Oh yeah.
You cannot say, I don't want to get away from me, and then swallow her blood.
I mean, she's a fucking prick. She's the equivalent of a fucking brick as a character. And like, I'm going to, I said it before on the stream, but like, here's the thing. Having a character that is suicidal or has a death wish, fine. But here's the thing. If you write a character, intended or not, that is, you know, just refusing happiness, then you just wrote, like, the most unappealing piece of shit ever. She is so dumb. Because, yeah, she doesn't have a death wish. She's not written like that. She just refuses to be happy. And, like, it is amazing how bad this whole thing is.
But she kind of has a death wish, she just doesn't pursue it that well.
I mean, no, she says, yeah, she has a death wish, but all her actions point towards just refusing to be happy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and that's so sad. Because it could be a really good show.
it could be. Oh yeah, by the way, it's not even really lesbian.
Not yet, at least.
It like, there is not even a romance going on. It's just... There was technically a kiss, but that was so unearned. It's insane, actually. Like... Yeah, it's not even Yuri. It's just... I don't know what it is. But why... But it's just kind of crap. Da 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 da. What?
Oh, you just ended the whole talk again.
Yeah, sorry.
You need the skill of Überleitung.
Skill of Überleitung. I don't know. You know, there are good games coming probably out soonish. It's like, I don't think there are studios that definitely doing better work than, like, I don't think to come back to the whole industry darling thing or so. I think every single time an industry darling, quote unquote, comes up, it always ends up being, fuck you, go out. Get out of my entire. Go away, dipshit. Go away. I'm standing here. Fuck you. Die. Perish. Get banned. Lose your account. Ah. Be gone.
But then the definition of the Yuri genre is also kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, it gets tamer and tamer, and then people make distinctions between Yuri and Shoujo Ai and some other genre which I never heard of.
All call signs. Aircraft now ready for deployment.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's always, it's something that's, I don't think was ever really tried to be.
Yeah, it's just a matter of current convenience. I think so, at least.
Yeah, I don't think, I do think a lot of people always, how's it called? I don't know how to put it in the best way. I do think a lot of those...
Then use the second best way.
Okay, most of it that gets tagged is just fucking nothing. Like, I'm sorry. A lot of stuff that's tagged under Yuri isn't even really having a relationship or anything. It's just two girls in the main role being kinda close. And then hinting vaguely at things. It's like, god damn it, go away. That's embarrassingly bad shit.
I really don't like it, but I guess it's better than the gender bender genre because
Oh god, that one is just...
that's worse because there is no gender being bent like most of the time.
You know...
There is bodily sex being bent, but not gender.
Let's just be really here. There are a lot of those stories are just really bad because they just... Like, I'm gonna be nice here, but like a lot of gender bender shit always reads like a really fucking desperate trans woman usually writing stuff with deeply internalized trans misogyny just to feel something, and then that gets made popular by others that have the same problem. And then, you know, the shitty CEOs are just like, they clearly want those stock.
Yay!
Mine! Fuck you! Ha! Oh my god, okay.
You got it back?
I finally have the AA. I am the rightful owner of the anti-air. So, where is the jet now? That's our jet.
I could explore so much interesting stuff besides just the obvious dysphoria stuff. Then I was like, no, it's a reincarnation. That means magically everything happens like I wanted to. Like, okay, yeah, you have a get out of jail free button, but it's boring. Like, this genre that screams trans wish fulfillment kind
Oh yeah, I mean, it is to a big degree.
Yeah, but nobody writes anything like that.
Yeah.
Attack support needed on the marked objective.
Was your rocket gone?
No, it's just they're out of range. I need to ammo up again. But yeah, I do think a lot of people just a lot of the, you know, big stuff is just, it's not really wish fulfillment. It's because if you do wish fulfillment, you kind of need to accept what your wish is. And again, I do think a lot of people are just broken, and they're more writing coping. So why are we talking about this now?
I don't know, because you're unable to make or hold a conversation of any kind. And after like 5 sentences, you just chop the conversation down. So I need to find something else to talk about. And since you don't, I have to.
Yeah, a lot of popular fiction of it feels like it's a wish I could be another gender without any of the extra baggage that transitioning might bring socially, logistically.
Yeah, but then in canon, they're not trans. They're most of the time cis male getting just their body transformed and then having like a 5-minute small-ish breakdown and then everything's fine.
Yeah, because they usually are still trying the whole, you know, oh yeah, I might totally enjoy and want to be a girl, but you know, I'm kind of not because, you know, social problems and trauma and shit.
But you're writing a story. That's where you can get away with everything. Why make it more boring and dishonest?
Because they're dishonest with themselves already. Like,
Okay, that's
again,
not something I will ever understand. I'm too me for that.
Like, this is legitimately just pointing out that there are people out there who are like, they just have these problems of like, you know, they are just very much in a conservative societal deadlock to a degree, and they can't get out of that.
But how? If it's bothering you that much, why not just discard it?
I mean, that would be sensible.
At least in a story, you could just say, oh, it's fiction. I can make a world where the thing I, for some reason, think is real doesn't apply.
Yeah, but they want to reaffirm themselves to a big degree.
They want to reaffirm that the conservative gendered norms are correct. They're cis male.
Yeah.
But have a visual fulfillment of just getting their body warp, because that's confusing to me about gender.
Okay.
It doesn't bend at the gender.
Okay, let me be clear here, more clear about how this actually fits together. So, yes, they do this basically due to one reason, okay? And that reason is actually very simple. Because if they actually accept that this was a wish fulfillment, you know?
Yay!
It didn't count!
Aww.
Can you wait, can you maybe look something up?
Yeah, what?
Battlefield 6 anti-air, how to turn burst fire off. So I just like, why is it on again? Last time it was off. B. No, doesn't work. That's for normal guns, not anti-air. Sometimes people tell themselves stories to reinforce social norms to themselves even. Yeah, that's actually what's happening here, because
Can
like...
someone explain me how those people can exist?
Let me put it like this, okay? What you have here is basically the fight, the cognitive dissonance fight of wanting to have, you know, the wish fulfillment story, but also not accepting that the wish fulfillment story could be real, because then they would need to accept a lot more, and that's what they're afraid of. Like, the thing is, a lot of people who write those stories or, you know, do manga that are like so obviously to be like that has to be a trans woman, are just fucking afraid. That is the main driving point of them. They are afraid. That is this is why they keep reinforcing that. That is not real. Because if it's not real, they do not need to face it in reality. Like I came up with a whole D&D class that was just the idea, what if a werewolf was intrinsically tied to the soul and whims of a witch, and it did take several more years for me to realize, oh hey, nobody else thinks about this much. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I understand the sentence, but yes, not many people think about that.
It's not even yet into this kind of relationships. I'm just saying. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not a bad one. I can totally see that though. It's just It's also kind of funny, but yeah. I think a lot of people always have this, no. Oh, hey,
I understand at some like, completely logical, conceptual level what you explained to me. But those are the kind of people I really cannot emphasize with at all.
what do you mean with that? Do you mean the people that write the stories that...
Yeah, the people who write the story. It's like mind-boggling to me. I cannot really understand it.
They never change their environment. That's a main problem of them.
Yeah, you said that already. As I said, I understand logically what you said, but my brain refuses it. They're not really saying how to change it. By the way.
Interesting. Why was it...
You need to go into your own...
I will probably do that after the stream and just look up.
You're only talking about weapons.
Wow, I have it finally. Woo! Repair vehicle's health. Oh, that's actually very easy. We can do it next time.
Huh? What?
Okay. I just did the engineer assignment of destroying 15 aircrafts.
Nice.
Which was more painful than it probably should have been, but... Oh my god! The green canister! That's what... You know what? I get jump scared by dumb shit like that. And dolls. For some reason, a lot of dolls jump scare me very easily. Why am I driving inwards now? I'm anti-air. I need to get back to my camping spot.
No, you're against the air. Driving forward pushes the air away.
Die, air. Die. Be gone.
If you're that afraid of puppets, then I have to...
What?
Have to think more specifically.
I mean, you know, there were like 2 games last year or so that were just like... I played that had like moving puppets. Dolls mostly, and they just spooked me.
I spooked you as well.
Okay, but you are silent. Like, genuinely. Agonia is like... She fucking just... Like, she moves without a sound, shows up behind me, says something, I get spooked, and she's like, why are you getting spooked? Girl, you turned into, like, literally a silent cat. What do you mean?
I need to find a good Victorian outfit then.
Why?
Because Victorian dolls exist, and then I'm silent and spooky.
Witches also look very hot, you know that?
Yeah. So I get your guard down.
But also, like, Sarah, just a question. Isn't what you described as kind of a warlock pack just...
Huh?
I mean, a bit more, you know...
Most things that give you a warlock pack don't really care about you at all in lore.
That is true.
A lot less personal involvement.
That is not wrong.
Because...
This one is probably more very distinctly, oh no, I want to be tied to someone.
Yeah, because in the Forgotten Realms, things that give you a pact are basically making a future investment that cannot fail. Basically, you become a warlock, and then you get stronger. A better warlock. But when you die, your soul is theirs. So they basically gave you, let's say, 1 power, and then you die at level 20, and you give back 20 power.
Yeah,
That's how it works in
Yeah.
the Forgotten Realms. That's why it's... There you can't really do it like that.
I mean, I kind of thought so that it was another player at the table, which, yep, that just kind of how should I say it in this way?
More kinky roleplay.
Hey, it's fine. I
Yeah,
get it.
It's fun.
Dog on the leash of a master story tropes for a while.
They're nice.
I mean, I kind of see also why you were interested in reading the stuff I put out. Hope you enjoyed that, though. I have not.
Is there actually a news site where you could publish your stuff on?
There are some, but I don't know where I would like to do that yet. I'd say, but
Because I heard like the ones you used to, they went bad and stuff.
yes, they were always a bit weird. But like, I don't know. Maybe I should probably at some point invest in like maybe having my own site, but that's a different topic.
Money.
Yay! Money is a problem. And there they are dead again. Oh yeah, no worry. I just was interested. Maybe at some point, yeah, it was definitely my it was something that was definitely born out of frustration because I do think I always feel like how's it called? Yeah, I think I ranted about this before that the whole alpha wolf stuff is just bullshit. And so I just wanted to have something that was not that. Nice, another vehicle destroyed. This is going pretty splendid right now. I mean, this is real sitting on a hill hours, but who cares? Yeah, fire your stuff.
We've lost objective Foxtrot.
Oh no, they tried to kill you.
Not actually bold, but hey. Anyway, oh, missed again. Good. But you maybe lock on now? No? Oh. Is there a guy who came up with worked for a long time to retract but already spreads through cultures? Yeah, like even I get why probably some people do with kink stuff, but also like I still hate it. There's still a lot of just no. This is still too ingrained for me to like and really enjoy that, and so that's why I was like, but what if werewolves were a found family and not this alpha bullshit? And apparently that just worked out really well. I don't know. I need to get back to though. That's the problem. I kind of know where I want to go next with some ideas, but I'm just really in a emotional slog right now. Like,
Should I give you more gay stuff to read?
you know what? Gay stuff is not bad, but it kind of inhibits me from writing because when I read, I cannot write.
And yeah, but last time I didn't give you anything to read. You still complained that you cannot write. So.
Anyway, we bullied some aircrafts.
Yay!
Yay! Die aircrafts! Filthy aircrafts! Yeah. I just need to keep writing, I would say, at some point, but yeah.
If they're crafts of the air, did the air craft them?
At least I air crashed them. No. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I'm just like... Yay, I have it, Let me just really check that. Don't tell me this is like, it starts with a burst fire because, okay, Because if I go to my vehicles and anti-air, so this is the so I gotta go walk to my library really quick. But thank you for the stream. No, I'm gonna end now anyway. We're gonna go to a walk and such. So yeah, see you then probably tomorrow for peak or whatever comes up. I just want to check something. So I feel like because I have high velocity AA shell, so when I spawn, it is full auto. I think that's how it works.
So it's dependent on the ammunition type the vehicle spawns with.
Yeah, I think so. So like the multi-purpose, it says AAMP. This one's AAHV. Well, like a high velocity multi-purpose. But I feel like that's actually the difference.
Could be.
Yeah. Also, I can slow moving aircraft, so helicopters, effective against armored ground vehicles. But this one is. You can kill a lot of stuff with that actually. Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff really missing from from when I played the other guy. That was annoying. So yeah, I think that's actually. But yeah, you know what? Let's check one thing. Because I now have only need to do the recon one day, and it's like repair vehicle. We do that next time, and then I have maxed 3 classes that I actually play. And you wanna see pain? Why? Why do you need to do that?
Ask someone to spawn in a server with you.
Yeah, that's probably why. I will probably just ask Danny or Buggy at some point to just help me with that, because I do not want to do this bullshit. Oh yeah. So thank you everyone for being here and listen to my yapping and talking and bullshit. So see you all around and have a good night. Bye.
Bye.